Now, these are 7 side hustles that any students can do them as far as the 2024-2025 is concerned. Okay, now, guess what? All what you need to do, sit back, relax, get yourself an interrupted session, watch this video to the end. Out of the 7 things, for God's sake, you can't lack 2 or 3 things that you can be able to do, or even one that you can be able to do. And guess what? You get something in your pocket. Because guess what? Right now, as we're speaking, there are limited job opportunities. And if you can be able to trade your skills and be able to get some money out of that, you can be able to do the things. And I'm going to share the things that I myself, I am doing. I was once a graduate. I was once a student. I was once in the situation that you are in. So I'm sharing this information in real time with somebody who did exactly that. Let's get into the business. And by the way, students, come on. You're good at following instructions. Go ahead and like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel because this is kind of the information that I share each and every time and not leave anybody behind. And go ahead and comment on the comment section. Say, I learned something. Let's get in the business now. Here we are. See, as a students, what exactly can you be able to do? I know one thing at the back of my mind is that students don't have a lot of money. Number 2, students, there's something they don't have. Let's start with what the students do not have. Students don't have a lot of money. Students don't have a lot of, what do we call? I think mostly students don't have a lot of money. And skills, you have a lot of skills. Now, students don't have a lot of money. So what exactly do students have? Students have a lot of time. Agree with me? That's very true. Unless maybe you're a medical student. Those are the guys who actually we can say they're a little bit tight on what. So students have a lot of time. Students have a lot of energy. Students, they have a lot of, what else? Skills. True, you have a lot of skills. Let's get in the business now. See, the point number 1, what exactly can you do as a student that can help you make some cash out there? Number 1, there's something called editing skills. Video editing or photoshopping and what have you. There's something called editing skills. Editing skills. If I tell you how many guys I get on my DM telling me, hey, Joseph, I would like to edit your videos. Joseph, I would like to make you this. Joseph, I would like to... Those are guys, you see, these editing skills you don't have. See, the moment I tell you that get these editing skills, you think like I'm telling you go to YouTube or rather go to university, learn those. No, you don't have to. See this YouTube thing? This is a whole university. Get yourself some editing skills. You can edit some Photoshop. You can do yourself some... By the way, we have a very great lady in our country. Obviously, I don't want to mention her name, obviously, because she didn't pay me to actually advertise her job. But she edits Photoshops in a very nice way. You can just imagine she got herself a very big gig as far as the editing are concerned. Just let yourself be known. Let me tell you one secret where we are right now. I think we are off the era where you used to write your, what do you call it, the curriculum vitae and put it somewhere. No, nowadays your social media account is your curriculum vitae. By the way, you'll be shocked when you go to just search for a job. They'll be asking you what is your social media accounts because they want to see the kind of either nonsense or useful thing that you usually post up there. See, editing skills, you can either edit videos, you can do the photoshopping, you can do the graphic designs and what have you, make some cards and what have you. And by the way, I know you're thinking like, if I edit, who will employ me? You don't have to think of the basis of being employed. Think of the basis of, guess what? You can even be making, you can even DM these celebrities, you can DM big people. And if they don't give you a gig, they don't even have to give you a gig. You can actually make what we call what we call, have you ever seen this kind of videos on YouTube whereby behind the camera, somebody is just talking voiceovers and what have you? You can just actually get some AI generated images and the videos here and there, combine them with the wordings. And for example, the motivational videos, people lifting their heavy weight, people doing that videos attract a lot of views and you get paid by the YouTube. That is exactly what you can be able to do. But you cannot be able to make those things if you're not familiar with the AI. You can be able to make some money with the AI. You can generate a video, you can generate books, you can generate a lot of things by simply having these editing skills. Make something, post it on the YouTube and you can get some cash. And also you can solve some people's problem and you can get some money as well on top of that. Let's go to the point number 1. Maybe the first one was like, I didn't like that. Let's go to the point number 2. Point number 2, what exactly can you be able to do? There is something called social media management. Have you heard of that? Social media management. Okay, social media management simply means, you know what? People are busy. They cannot be able to manage their social media. Maybe it's their company, they are individuals. For example, sometimes you find me, I usually have like a very tough time because I have 3 social media. I'm not even yet on Instagram. I'm not yet on Twitter or X. If you see somebody purporting to be me, then that's not me. I'm only on 3. I'm on social media called YouTube. I'm on Facebook page. And I'm also what we call on the TikTok. Those are the 3 areas where I am right now. And sometimes you can find like if I go to my TikTok right now, I have over 1,000 DMs that I have not even responded. If you go to my Facebook page, I have hundreds of them. If you go to my WhatsApp, I have a lot of them, those DMs. So assuming like I'm the one who is supposed to go ahead and do what? Have all guys respond to all those people. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. I have to make videos, I have to make all those kind of things. So I have to get somebody, and I have somebody who can actually be able to respond to those texts. And unless when the client say they want to talk to me, then the guy can hand over to me, that client, and that kind of a thing. So that is called social media management. Some people can actually be hired to manage some social media management for a given company. Maybe say they sell whatever the product that they sell, and then you can be there replying for the DM. You can be there, making some brochures, not really brochures, but just maintaining that page, making sure that you engage with the people and the clients and what have you. That's what we call the social media management. And I know you're like, where do I even get that job? If you are not in a certain social media account called LinkedIn, you're losing it. Beyond LinkedIn is where you connect with people who are looking for jobs and those who have the jobs. You link in with those individuals. That is exactly how you can get these gigs. But if you hang around with some pages where they're just about negative energy, abusing each other, and all those kind of things, just be somewhere where our people who are looking for that kind of specific information. So social media account or social media management can be an amazing thing that you can be able to do. Let's go to point number 3. If this one you feel like, still not yet, let's go to point number 3. The point number 3, you can actually get yourself in something called coaching. What exactly do you coach as a student? All right, you can coach. By the way, if you have the editing skills, you can coach your fellow students for its editing skills. You can tell them, hey, guess what? I'll charge you 100 bob for an online class or this and this. You can make yourself what we call the what do we call them? The series or the sort of a podcast or something of sort. You can just make some videos, you combine them, and you sell them as a package. Okay, masterclass. That was the time I was looking for. You can say create that masterclass and then you sell them. Why are you able? Because you are able to do what we call the editing skills. So you can record yourself saying something, how you go about it, and then, for example, right now as you speak, there is already a skill that I'm putting to you if you're smart. If you run the, oh my goodness, my camera is showing. If you learn these skills of editing skills, be it either video or whatever, if you get the skills, you can make some masterclass and then sell to people who will need to learn these skills. You're already in job. You've already made some money. And obviously, remember that you're selling maybe to your fellow students or you're selling to people. So make your packaging be a little bit affordable. Maybe you can say my package will go for maybe 2,000, maybe for the entire course, or maybe 1,000, or maybe 500, as simple as that, or even 200 for the entire course. You buy that entire course and you can be able to do that kind of things. Maybe you're watching me right now as we speak. Let's go to the point number 4 before I even say anything. The point number 4, you can do what we call the ebook. You can write some ebook that you can be able to sell. Okay, this ebook you can actually, for example, you're watching me right now and you are back then in campus we used to call them the ecohim, ecotourism, hotel management, and whatever. I can't remember the actual the wording and what have you. You're actually in hotel and you're doing the cooking. You are a chef, chef de cuisine, chef de whatever, or whatever the thing that you do in that thing. You don't have to wait until you're employed. I don't know what got into people's head that you must be employed by somebody. No, you already know how to prepare a cake. You know how to prepare a very nice mushroom soup. You know how to prepare a dessert. You know how to cook a very nice chapatis. You know how to prepare maybe say chicken biryani. You know how to prepare those nice and wonderful dishes that people do not eat it each and every day. People don't have that knowledge. So how you simply sit down, write yourself a very simple ebook. You have the language, you have the time, you have the skills, you have the computer, you have the AI, you have all the tools that you need. Prepare that ebook. You can sell that ebook at 100, at 50 shillings, at 70 shillings, at 300, at 1,000 shillings. Depends on how much you feel like it's worth to sell. And then you sell it to people who would like to make this biryani thing, chicken soup, whatever, making rice chapatis. You just sell them. And obviously incorporate integrity. Guess what? Boom, you have a business. You're making some cash. That is exactly how you do it. That is exactly how you get yourself out of the broke life. That is a side hustle that you can be able to do that. I remember back then when we were in campus, that was time when, because I know right now you're expecting me to talk about online writing and whatever. That's back then. That's off the grid, right, to speak right now. I remember back then that was the time now the online writing was actually showing up, article writing and all those kind of things. I'm not saying it's not there. They are still there. You can get them, but you cannot get them without having the skills. You have to have the skills first. So I remember back then people used to ignore that idea and what have you. And I remember there are some of my guys to date, as we speak, they still do that kind of a thing. We aren't that attached. So don't call me and tell me, Joseph, connect me those online writers. Obviously, I cannot connect you because we no longer talk. Those guys are far places and what have you. We are not that intact. But I'm pretty sure they still do that thing until to date because they got it right. They understand what is online writing. They learned the skill and they're still doing it as we speak right now. Okay? So ebooks are the thing that can actually help you big time. We got the point number 5. The point number 5 is something called data entry. Data entry, this one can be either manually, or when I say manual, I mean like, let's say this is a company that has a lot of workers, has a lot of data that need to be compiled or composed or be put together and what have you. Then that way you really need to have these skills or to actually put that data. For example, let's say you're dealing with a big school that needs to put in all that information about the students, or maybe a big company and what have you. That's like I said, you have the computer skills, because this one nowadays is not a thing that you must have them, irrespective of the course that you're doing. Even if you're doing the PE or physical, you must learn the computer. We are in an era where you cannot disregard the technology. So you can do the data entry where they give you a backlog of information. So we call it the raw data, and then you try to sort of give that data information, give it a substance, explain data and all those kind of things. That's called the data entry. And number 6, you can go to something called drop shipping. Drop shipping, this one is an interesting topic, and I would like you, after watching this video, go to YouTube and search more about this drop shipping thing. This is basically when you can start a virtual shop without you having a stock. You simply go to Shopify, create a shop there, and once there, then you link up to a company that is selling a product. Pick a niche that you want to sell. You can decide to sell the what do you call the rings, the bangles, or you can decide to sell the chains, that maybe watches are quite affordable. Don't go check or maybe sell very expensive thing. You can sell, very affordable things, simple things, maybe baby things or what have you. Then link up that virtual shop with yours with that shop. Then advertise the link on your social media account. If you usually post something on Facebook, it attracts like 2,000 likes or comments and responses. Or maybe you go to a TikTok, you put a comment, you're so nice at that, and then it attracts hundreds of thousands of likes, or maybe tens of thousands of likes. What if you did advertise your link, or maybe advertise something that you're selling out there? Because people are on social media as we speak right now. That's where the real cash is. That is exactly how you go about it. Okay, so that is exactly how you do about it. It's what call the drop shipping. Well, I do have a business plan about drop shipping. Perhaps maybe you can grab that copy. It goes for only 280. You can study much about it and be able to see how exactly it functions. Because otherwise, if I spend a lot of time on this, probably I can take a little bit of time, and that's not what we have as of now. But guess what? Drop shipping is basically like this. This is a company that is selling the product. These are the clients or people who want to buy it. You come in between. It's like a broker, but it's not really a broker. Why? Because you don't even have to have the money to buy this product. You simply need to have a link, bring the customers to this company, and then once the company does the shipment, then they give you a certain percentage. Yeah, it's not like an affiliate marketing, but what have you. You take those images and take those products, you put it in your virtual shop, and then people can actually shop from you. But what they don't know is that they're actually getting that product from an ex company. Yeah. There's a difference between affiliate marketing and drop shipping. You can check it out there. By the way, talking of affiliate marketing, it's another thing that you can be able to do that. And the last one, but not the least, you can actually get yourself in what we call the podcast. You can get yourself into a podcast. Podcast, I understand, it may be a little bit expensive, but it's not that expensive. You're watching me with that smartphone right now. So how about you use that as a camera? Buy yourself this microphone. This microphone is not expensive, very cheap. I have other microphone here. I have the wireless one. I have this one that I'm using right now. This goes for like 2K or something. So this 2K, that's Kenyan shilling. That's like $200. Not $200, that's $20 or something of sort. And I bet it has a good voice. So you can take this microphone and start a voice. Maybe you can just start a podcast. Get 3 phones. Get a stand that like I'm having right now. This stand goes for another 2K or there about, or 4K. Depends on whatever you're using. Get yourself like 2 or 3 stands with a ring light and what have you. And then have 3 people sitting on a couch in that room. You don't have to have yourself a very nice couch and whatever. Even if you're sitting on the floor or whatever, just give us vibes about the campus. How life tough it is. How do you survive? Just be cool. Do not get yourself suits and what. Just be you. Sit down somewhere, talk with people. This is how campus is, and blah, blah, blah. Just talk. Don't complicate. Even if you're gonna use whatever just talk. Post those videos. And that makes me introduce the last point as a bonus. That's the YouTube. you can actually go ahead and start the YouTube. You're watching me with YouTube because you have a Google account. By virtue of that, you have a YouTube channel. Post those videos on the YouTube, you get paid. Simple. Done. I'm done. That is it. See you in the next one. Go ahead and do something about it. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.